Hello, welcome to the third week of Ramadan 2025. It is currently the 23rd day of Ramadan, which is Sunday, March 23rd. I've got a couple of hours to go before iftar time, which is around 7:30 today. In case you don't know, Ramadan is the holy month of fasting for Muslims. The Islamic calendar is a lunar calendar, and Ramadan is the ninth month in that calendar. Muslims fast from before sunrise until sunset, abstaining from food and drink, among other things, for approximately 30 days during Ramadan. Ramadan moves up 10 days every single year and is observed by nearly 2 billion Muslims around the world. I hope you enjoy week 3. Hello, it is about 5 p.m. on day 17 of Ramadan. I've spent the entire day working. I slept through suhoor today, so I've been fasting basically since last night. But I was pretty tired earlier today. I basically did work through it. Thank God computer work can be done lying down from a bed. But now there's a couple of hours left until the fast is going to be opened, and I do have one dish that I want to cook. But I also want to get about 60 minutes of walking in. The last few days have been pretty sedentary for me, so I'm gonna go take a walk in Golden Gate Park now. I am back from my walk. I walked for about an hour, and now I am cooking, and let me show you what I'm cooking. It smells so good. I am making aloo ki bhujia. Right now I've cooked onion, garlic, ginger, and these tomatoes, and used spices as well. Garam masala, turmeric, red chili powder, salt. So this is getting to the point where I'm gonna add the potatoes. Aloo ki bhujia is a South Asian dish. My aunt makes this all the time. It has literally been almost 24 hours since I last ate anything or had anything to drink. All right, so this is my dinner today. So I opened my fast. I went to pray Maghrib, and now I'm about to eat dinner. So I've got dal here, palak paneer, and aloo ki bhujia. These are all South Asian dishes. So dal are lentils, palak paneer is spinach and cheese, and then aloo ki bhujia are basically stir-fried potatoes. I have a garlic naan here, ruh afza, which is oat milk and ruh afza, and a ton of water. Hello, good morning. It is day 18 of Ramadan. This is my suhoor this morning. I have a piece of quiche, some strawberries, some red onion that I pickled last night, a date, some granola with oat milk, an oat milk latte, and all of my water. And yes, I'm filming on my camera as well. Now it's time to pray Fajr prayer, and I am closing my suhoor time with some reading of the Quran. Hi, it is Ramadan day 18. I am breaking my fast. I just had a date and some ruh afza mixed with oat milk. This is so good. I've got to tell you, today's fast was really difficult. I was tired all day. I am so tired right now. I had a lot of work to do today. I had in-person meetings. I had hours of in-person meetings today. It just takes a lot out of you. So now I'm breaking my fast. I'm going to have a salad. After I eat this, I'm going to go pray Maghrib. Then I will warm up my dinner and have dinner. And I'm really gonna do my best to be in bed by 9:30 today. Hello, good morning. It is Ramadan day 19. I just ate my suhoor. We are a few minutes out from the Fajr prayer, so I thought I would just check in. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the Ramadan 18 check-ins, but the evening of March 17th into March 18th, Israel bombed Gaza, breaking the fragile ceasefire that was in place, and it was absolutely horrific. So the last 24 hours, I've been praying especially a lot for the Gazans, for the Palestinians. I made and I posted some short videos to Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And I guess I just wanted to reiterate some of the thoughts that I shared here in the weekly vlog. You know, we're approaching the last 10 days of Ramadan. Ramadan is the holiest month in Islam. The population of Gaza is majority Muslim. They have been starved for the last 2 weeks. Their electricity has been cut off for a majority of that time. And now they were bombed, and at least around 400 people were killed yesterday by the Israeli government. and then hundreds of people were injured. This violence from the Israeli government is just simply an indescribable act of evil. The Israeli government has committed so many indescribable acts of evil, the ultimate being this culmination of genocide. Ethnic cleansing is an indescribable act of evil. Stealing land from indigenous people is an indescribable act of evil. There have just been so many indescribable acts of evil. And I realize that I talk about that on other platforms, and I haven't really talked about that in terms of activism and advocacy in my weekly vlogs at this point. And it's Ramadan. Like, this is about spiritual purification. This is about truth. This is about justice. This is about creating right in the world. And something's got to give. You know, I really believe Palestine will be free within our lifetimes, within my lifetime. And that's going to come when US empire is checked and imperialism ends. And right now, Palestine has an imperial boot on its neck, and Israel has the US propping it up and funding it and arming it. And without those things, that state wouldn't be able to conduct this genocide or get away with just bombing and killing civilians in the middle of Ramadan. I do believe justice will come. I do believe accountability will come. Moments like these are just really hard to live through. Of course, they're hardest for the people who are experiencing it directly firsthand, the Gazans, and then rippling out to the people who love them the most, you know, their blood family, their friends, who are in the diaspora throughout the world. If that includes you, my heart goes out to you. I am praying for the Gazans. I am praying for the Palestinians. A lot of my activism and advocacy focuses on Palestine and the diaspora and the wider Swana regions, and it will until my last breath. Hi, good morning. It is officially day 20 of Ramadan. It's Thursday morning. I am just heating up my suhoor. It is about 5:25, I believe. Last night I went to an iftar. It was at the City College of San Francisco. It was really fun, very community oriented. There were a couple of speeches. The adhan, the call to prayer, was pronounced. We all prayed together, and then there was a community dinner which was catered by Shalimar and Oasis Grill, which are two restaurants in San Francisco. Since it is day 20 of Ramadan, that means we are officially in the last 10 days of Ramadan. So now 2/3 of the month has already passed. It's really insane because in a lot of ways it just feels like this began, and we only have 10 days to go, which are guaranteed to go really fast. The last 10 days of Ramadan are considered the most holy because it is said that on one of the odd nights in the last 10 days is Laylatul Qadr, which is known as the Night of Power, which is the anniversary of the very first revelation of the Quran to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from Allah, God, via Archangel Gabriel. And that night, Laylatul Qadr, began a 23-year period of Quranic revelation and Prophet Muhammad's prophethood. Oh, my food's ready. Checking in at the end of the day. I had iftar about 3 hours ago. It's 10:20 here, Pacific time. I decompressed for a while, washed all my dishes. I am winding down for the day. I'm gonna go to sleep. I am going to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow to keep my suhoor. Today was a hard day to get through because I only got like 4.5 hours of sleep last night, and I didn't nap during the day. I didn't go back to sleep after suhoor. I just pushed through it. So I was a little bit delirious all day today. The sleep deprivation is the hardest part of fasting, in my opinion. Everything else is actually manageable, even if the first few days are rough, but the segmented sleep really does a lot of tricks to your mind. Hello, good morning. It is day 22 of Ramadan. It is a Saturday. It is about 5:23 a.m. and I am having my suhoor right now. I'll pray Fajr around 6 a.m. today. I think I skipped checking in yesterday on the 21st day of Ramadan. That wasn't intentional, that just happened. I went to sleep very late last night. In fact, I went to sleep around 3:30 a.m. and then my alarm went off at 5 a.m. so that I could keep my suhoor. So I've only gotten 90 minutes of sleep last night. Today is Saturday. I don't have anything to do, anywhere to be. You know, after suhoor, I am going to sleep for as long as I can to complete my sleep. And I didn't stay up for any particular reason. Yesterday was an odd night in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. I didn't stay up intentionally because of that. It was more, I went to an event last night and then I could not sleep. So I just did things and distracted myself. And before I knew it, it was about 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock, I essentially prayed the Tahajjud, which is a prayer that you can pray after midnight and before Fajr, which is just like extra blessings. And then I went to sleep for 90 minutes. I did go to an iftar last night in Santa Clara for the Muslim American Alliance. I went with my friend. She is a trustee for City College in San Francisco. Her name's Alia Chisti. So we commuted down and back together, which was awesome because it was a little over an hour getting down there and then over an hour getting back, so a lot of commuting time. And we met some really cool people there. There were some elected officials. Senator Aisha Wahab spoke. She's the first legislator of Muslim background to serve in the California State Legislature. Assembly member Alex Lee was there, and then members of the Muslim community, largely folks that live in the South Bay. And that was actually my last iftar that I have planned, or that was on my radar between now and the end of Ramadan, which is just over a week away at this point, which is honestly crazy. Ramadan flew by so quickly this year. I'm not feeling that hungry this morning. I mean, I went to sleep at 3:30 last night. I had kind of a midnight snack around 11 p.m. So I'm gonna have some strawberry and banana with pistachio butter, a couple of dates, a mamul cookie. I'm going to have a teaspoon of olive oil because that helps with digestion. And then I am gonna have an iced latte. That is my oat milk and ice. And this is my espresso that I'm gonna keep these two separate so like this can chill for as long as possible, and then when I'm ready to drink it, I'll mix it. Hello, it is day 22 of Ramadan. It is about 5:30 p.m. Pacific time today. So picking up from the suhoor, I ended up staying up until about 9 a.m. and then I got about 4 hours of sleep between 9 and 1 p.m. The rest of the afternoon, I've been cleaning and doing errands, and I've been very sedentary this week, unfortunately, so I am going to go for a walk. I'm also going to go to a local food market, which is actually owned by a Muslim man here in my neighborhood. It's called the Abraham Farmers Market, and I'm going to go and pick up a few groceries, and then I'll have iftar in a bit. All right, this is what I got from Abraham Farmers Market. I got some sumac. I have some recipes that I want to cook that require sumac, so I finally got that. Got some olives, got some dolma, got some feta, got some lactose-free labneh, some almond milk for my lattes, some pistachio milk. I'm gonna try to make overnight oats with this, and then also try to make some chai with this and see how it tastes. Some tomatoes that I'll probably eat with the feta, eggs to make a quiche, and then parchment paper for baking. Next up, before iftar, I am going to prep my quiche for the week ahead. So I've got 6 eggs here. I've got some spices. I'm gonna make more of a South Asian flavored quiche. So I've got some turmeric, I've got some garam masala, I've got some red chili powder, I've got some salt. These are some potatoes I made earlier this week. This is called aloo ke bhujia. This is a stir-fried potato dish that is very Punjabi. I've also got a leftover bell pepper, a tomato, and a shallot. So I'm gonna stir-fry these up right now to prepare to add to the quiche. I'm going to throw in some olives that I just bought, and the only cheese that I have on hand is Parmesan, so that's what I'm gonna throw into the quiche just to get it to congeal. Okay, I just pulled the quiche out of the oven. Looks beautiful. I'm not going to eat any tonight. I will let it cool down and then put it in the fridge, and then I'll eat it for suhoor tomorrow. I used phyllo dough for the crust instead of traditional pie crust, so I'm really interested to see how that turns out just in terms of taste. Hello, it is day 23 of Ramadan. I am up for suhoor. I have just cut a piece of quiche. I am warming it up now. This is how it turned out. So that was week 3. I cannot believe we are in the home stretch. There's only 6 to 7 more days of fasting to go until we hit Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is the celebration that celebrates the culmination and conclusion of Ramadan. In terms of week 3 observations, I've just noticed that each iftar that I go to, being around other people, being in other people's energy, coming home and having to wind down, I'm just very overstimulated, so I end up staying up until like 2 or 3 o'clock pretty consistently on the days when I go out for iftar. So this last stretch, with the last 10 days of Ramadan being the most holy, because it's during the last 10 nights of Ramadan that Laylatul Qadr, which is the night of power, which is the night that the Quran was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Because Laylatul Qadr occurs in the last 10 nights, Muslims are the most observant and consider the last 10 days the most holy. So I'm in the stretch of like the last 6 to 7 days, and there are a couple of iftars that I'm going to. They're smaller iftars than the ones that I have gone to in the last 3 weeks, and I'm just way more aware of when to cut myself off, of when to go home, of how to wind down so that it doesn't impact me that much the next day. I hope you enjoyed the week 3 vlog. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to catch the week 4 vlog, and I'm also going to put a vlog together about celebrating Eid al-Fitr. So there's lots to look forward to. In addition to the weekly vlogs, I'm also doing daily vlogs for both suhoor and iftar on YouTube Shorts. So if you subscribe to my channel, you will see those vlogs in my YouTube Shorts feed. If for some reason it's not coming up in your feed, I have a Ramadan 2025 playlist on my channel, and you can go through and see all of the vlogs. In addition to the vlogs on YouTube Shorts, I'm also doing a 30-day series in which I include basic facts about the religion of Islam and about Muslims. They're pretty short videos. Most of them are a minute to a minute and a half. And I go over like the 5 pillars of Islam, belief in the Day of Judgment, the concept of God, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the concept of death and the afterlife in Islam. So there's a lot of good nuggets in that Ramadan 2025 playlist. And again, if you go to my channel, you can view the whole playlist. I think there's almost about 60 videos in there just from this Ramadan so far. Finally, I also author a Substack. It's called Nadia Rahman Substack, and I analyze US policy and politics from a SWANA lens. SWANA means Southwest Asian and North African. So if you're into that and want to know about current events and politics and policy, especially in this moment when the federal administration is targeting pro-Palestinian advocacy, is implementing travel bans, all of that, you should subscribe to my Substack newsletter to know the latest and to know what's going on. All right, that is it for now, and I will see you for week 4 of Ramadan.